Hi, I'm Charmayne James, and I'm going to be talking about hand, body, and eye position. It's very important for a rider to be aware of what they're doing with their body. Okay, so the very most important thing you have to do first is be looking in the correct spot. Okay, and you must be looking over the top of your horse's head with your eyes. I like to look over my horse's outside ear rather than down to the inside. If I look down to the inside, it's going to drop my weight to the inside, and also I'm going to feel like I'm much closer to that barrel than what I really am if I'm looking down to the inside. Okay, so I want to make sure I'm sitting to the outside and looking over my horse's outside ear. I'm not looking at the ear. My line of sight is going over that outside ear. Okay, I'm basically going 4 feet to the right of the barrel and 4 feet past it. Okay, so you have to make sure you look at your track around the barrels. Okay, now let's talk about the correct body position. Talked about sitting to the outside. If you lean to the inside, you're going to make your horse crowd that turn a little bit. And you've all seen the pictures of your horse where they're leaned over in the turn. Okay, you're not going to help your horse by leaning over with him. That horse is going to feel insecure, and he's not going to be as balanced. And when that horse is insecure and not as balanced as what he should be, he's not going to run as fast. Okay, so remember, this is a speed event. You want to be faster. So by supporting that horse with your weight sitting to the outside, he's going to be much happier with you sitting to the outside. Okay, now your hands should be basically about waist high. When you're making a run, this hand needs to sit right here, elbow bent. You want to always keep that elbow bent, very important. And when you go around the barrels, this hand is going to be there as a guide. Okay, you don't want to have to pull too much. It's going to be sitting there. If you need to help your horse on the backside, you'll lift that hand up slightly. Okay, so we've all seen, your hands pulling out and down to the side. So you can see that when I walk around this barrel and I pull my hand down and out to the side, it does a couple things that are bad. I'm pulling now with my indirect rein, which is kicking his nose up and out to the outside. Okay, and it also makes me drop my weight to the inside. Okay, so now I've done two things that are going to slow me down just by hand position. So really, you don't want to do this, because if you go into the barrels and you throw your hand forward, you're going to be running in there, and that horse is more than likely going to dump to the front end. You want to keep that elbow bent, and you want to ride with your feet up around the turns. Okay, so quickly I'll go back over the correct hand, body, and eye position. Your eyes are looking over the outside ear, your weight's sitting to the outside, keeping your elbow nice and bent for the turn. Your eyes are moving and not locked in one place. And when you're riding every day and working your horse every day, don't just work on your horse. You have to work on yourself. As a great athlete, you want to be working on the important things that are make you better when you go out and compete. Okay, you can't get good if you don't practice these things and you don't pay attention to what you're doing with your body. Okay, so we're going to talk more about this hand, body, and eye position and why it's so important. When you're sitting in the alleyway, before you ever take off, you want to make sure you look up at your third barrel. You want to make sure you visualize that imaginary line that you want to take to the first barrel. You want to look 4 feet past that barrel where your horse is going to be running and his feet are going to be hitting. You want to look at it at your second barrel before you ever take off. So it's mentally ingrained in your brain of what you want to do. Okay, so now we're going to go through that pattern. I'm sitting to the outside, I'm looking over my horse's outside ear, and my eyes are moving continually all the way up, 4 feet to the left of that barrel. They're moving 4 feet past it. Still looking over that outside ear. I'm sitting down, I'm sitting. Now if I'm making a run, I'm going to stand up right here in my stirrups, okay, and I'll come down on the outside with my weight sitting to the outside. I'm looking over that outside ear, sitting. My elbows are bent, guiding my horse around that barrel. Now if I'm running, this is where I'll stand up in my stirrups to get that speed. I'm still looking over my outside ear. My eyes are looking 4 feet to the right and 4 feet past. You want to make sure that you have your depth perception set to 4 feet past the barrel right here, because that's where the turn is. The turn is not at the barrels. Okay? So I wish all of you luck and win lots of money.